In 2019, the most important social network isn't going to be one you think of as a social network today. Turns out email is going to be the key to photography marketing success in 2019. Here's why and how. I'm Aaron from TechPhotoGuy.com, and let's talk about why, what, and how of email marketing in 2019 for photographers, and why I feel it's poised to be an important part of any successful photographer's toolkit in this new year. So email marketing is not as sexy as a lot of the social networks we think about all the time. We think about Facebook, we think about Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest. But there's one thing about all of those social networks they have in common, and that's there's an algorithm controlling what people see. As you probably know, when you post something in one of these social networks, not all of your friends and followers are going to see it. And while the more popular content gets spread wider, ultimately, it's up to another company's algorithm as to who sees what. Email, you control the list, you send out the messages, and they get delivered to everybody who's on your list without another company controlling that algorithm, and the good stuff always gets to them. Also, when you look at any of the social networks, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, a lot of people are on these, but not everybody is there. But if you put a room full of modern photographers together, heck, you put a room full of anybody in 2019, every single person is going to have email. In fact, you can't even sign up for any of these social networks without email. So the common factor, the social network that everybody is on, is an email message. All right, so we've talked about why email is important in 2019. But what are you going to put there? What do you send to your list? How often do you send it? So the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need an opt-in incentive to get people on that list. What might that look like? That is going to be something of value that you can create and provide to people that are in your target audience. If you do wedding photography, perhaps it's some tips on picking out a wedding photographer. If you do corporate headshots, maybe it's a guide on how to dress for men or for women or both. If you do senior portraits, maybe it's a resource sheet with a bunch of interesting locations around town that people can do their portraits. Regardless of what it is, this is something you can put together. You don't have to spend forever doing it. A one-page PDF is adequate. And that opt-in email incentive is something that you can give away in exchange for someone's email address to get them on your list. And once they've given you permission to send them email by saying, yes, I want your messages, then it's up to you to continue to deliver value via those email messages. Your email messages shouldn't just be a nonstop sales pitch. And in fact, that's one good way to get people to unsubscribe from your list. On the other hand, what you want to do is you want to provide email messages that help them get to know you, that help them like you, that help them trust you. And know, like, and trust, you may recognize those as three factors that people use when they decide who to do business with. You're going to establish your expertise by continually providing interesting information around photography and around the world at large of interest to people on your list. So when it's time for them to hire a photographer, your name is top of mind. How do you do this? Well, you're not just going to fire up Gmail or Outlook and put in a bunch of email addresses manually and send out a message. You're going to need an email service provider. There's a bunch of them out there, MailChimp, Constant Contact, but my favorite email service provider is a company called Convertkit. And Convertkit is a company by creators for creators. It's designed for people like you and like me who make things. We make photography. We make things that we want to put out in the world, and we want to get compensated for that in some way. And that's what Convertkit is about. It's simplified. It makes it easy to get people onto your list. It makes it easy to segment those people so you can identify who's a customer, who isn't a customer yet. What was somebody's area of interest? Were they interested in my wedding services? Were they interested in portraiture? Maybe they're a fine art or landscape customer. Convertkit makes it easy to segment those people out. Now I'm partnered up with Convertkit. I've got a referral link that I'll put down below here so you can sign up and check out what Convertkit has to offer. So when you have an email service provider, now it's time to send mail to your list. How do you do that? Well, you log into your service provider, whether that's Convertkit or somebody else. You put your message together. Convertkit has a great, easy-to-use editor that makes it easy to put together text, links, pictures, whatever you want to have in your message that provides information to your audience. You can schedule that message to go out whenever you're ready, and Convertkit will take care of delivering that. Your email provider will send those messages out to everyone's inbox. They have the infrastructure to do that. They make it easy for somebody to unsubscribe so you can stay in compliance with all the relevant laws in your area, and they take care of all that. Just like you pay for a company to host your website, you should pay for a company to host your email list as well, and I happily give Convertkit some money every year to do that. So let's roll this all together. Social networks like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, they're fun, but they've got a couple flaws when it comes to getting the word out about your photography. One is that not everybody's on them. Only a fraction of the people in the world are on any one of these social networks, and we've even seen the most popular ones like Facebook start to lose market share recently as they've gotten into some trouble. The other thing with any of these networks is you've got somebody else's algorithm based on their business model controlling who sees your content. With an email list, through an email service provider, when you send a message to your list, it gets delivered to every single person on your list. Your business is not at the whim of somebody else's business, and that's going to be key as we move forward. You'll want to create an email list, send things of interest that keep people liking you, that keep people understanding that you're an expert in what it is that you do, and use an email service provider. Again, I like Convertkit. Use an email service provider that can help you get that message out there, makes it easy to do so, provides great support, and partners with you to help your business succeed as we go into the new year. So, not as sexy as the social networks, but much more successful. And look forward to giving you more email marketing information as we continue on through the year. Please subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't done that already. You're going to get more information from me as we go into the year, and some of that's going to be email related and some of that's going to be around other information for modern photographers. I look forward to chatting with you more, and have a great January.